Discussions in the Appropriations and Financial Affairs Committee continuing in Augusta today surrounding the governor's proposed supplemental budget. Earlier this month, Governor Mills announcing a supplemental budget proposal of around $275 million. Throughout the next week, the public will be able to give their input. Today, the committee, in a joint meeting with the Health and Human Services Committee, heard from several in favor of specific funding priorities in the budget. Sweetser, a nonprofit mental health provider, spoke on behalf of nearly $3.4 million in funding that would go toward what they say is Maine's first psychiatric residential treatment facility for youth.
Without passing this critical funding, Maine families from Kittery to Eastport to Madawaska will continue to see their youth shipped halfway across the country for more expensive care without the natural support of loved ones close by, or continue to languish in emergency rooms.
Sweetser has extensive experience operating intensive residential and psychiatric services. That experience has taught us two things. First, there is a clear clinical need for a PRTF in Maine, and second, these facilities are expensive to build, not because they are elaborate, but because they must be safe.
Following the rest of the scheduled public hearings and work sessions, the budget will move to the House and the Senate for vote.